Thank you very much for joining us today. We host this show every Friday. Today we are talking about Skilled Up Life. Skilled Up Life is a two-sided market. We are trying to solve two major problems. One is that a very small number of tech companies get investment, and without finance, it's very hard to build a team. Um, because people cost money, salaries are very expensive. Um, so, less than 1% of companies get funded. But that doesn't mean that others shouldn't try. And what we are trying to do is to give a leg up to tech founders who are cash poor, and by providing volunteers. So on the other side, it is very hard to get a job if you don't have the relevant experience and skills. And there isn't a place in the world where you could just join and gain experience and skills. So we want to solve that particular problem. We don't provide education. We don't provide paid jobs. We simply provide experience and skills to improve one's career. Now, we serve all ages above 18. We have three major demographics. One is that, just over 18, you might be in university or it might be your first job. You just need to get some experience. So we satisfy that group. And second is you might be in 30s or late 30s or 40s and looking for a career transition. You may have done a couple of courses, but you don't necessarily have experience to prove into the area that you want to transition into, and you could join us and gain that experience while having a job without leaving a job. And the third type is people of my age and older who are looking to give back. They just want to be involved with something exciting, and we provide that environment through early stage tech companies. I founded the company in August 2020, and today we are coming to an end of year 4. We are still a very tiny organization, but in the process, we have over 47,000 people have signed up to volunteer and gain experience, and we have helped over 135 companies to find the talent to build their companies and take it forward. So let's get the introduction underway. Princeton, do you want to quickly introduce yourself, please? Oh, right. If Princeton's not able, Chidima, do you want to go ahead, please?
Yeah, thank you, Manoj. Hello, everyone. My name is Chidimamba. I'm the head of the support team. I joined SkilledUp Life 2 years ago as a volunteer, and today I'm part of the team. So, like Manoj has introduced us, we support two market places. On one hand is tech startups, and on the other hand, it's those that are seeking to gain experience. And in the mix, we have people that are experienced who also want to give back to the society. So our mission is to help people gain experience so that they can get the kind of job they seek. We all know that getting a job is very tricky when you don't have some form of experience. So one thing is to have a knowledge. You've gone to school, gotten a degree or certification. Another is the experience you get by getting the work done. So, and that is what SkilledUp Life, the offer we are giving to you. So you were given the opportunity to actually gain this experience, so that by the time you go, for that interview, you would be able to, give a good impression because you'll be talking from a place of experience. And not just that, we also give you the opportunity of getting international experience. For those that may be working currently, we know that some job requires, you having the kind of international experience. So that is what SkilledUp Life is giving you. And being a remote opportunity is not You're not bound by any geographical location as long as you have access to the internet, you have a good laptop or mobile phone, depending on the kind of service you'll be providing, you are good to join Skilled Up Life. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Chidima. Festus, could you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Festus Yenseke. I'm the head of global sales for SkilledUp Life. I'm part of the sales and customer acquisition team. I would say for part of our aspiration in SkilledUp Life is to actually develop SkilledUp Life to become the world's premium destination for building technology companies. By tapping into our teams of skilled volunteers across the world. And how are we going to achieve that? I believe the first thing is for us to develop a global talent pool, that will be sought after by recruiters, and that we are already doing. Just as Manoj said, currently we have over 47,000 skilled volunteers, so all across 136 countries. So you can see that we are actually doing that to make sure that we help tech. Early stage tech companies to build their teams. And of course, we also want to remove the barriers that actually comes with career progression, because a lot of people at times they get stunted, in their career growth. So I would say I'm a living testament for of that, because I actually started my career in pharmaceuticals, stayed in pharmaceuticals for about 7 years, before I moved to FMCG about 13 years. So over 20 years experience, and I needed to have, another industry experience, because it was no longer challenging for me, in my career. So I actually needed that a switch, and of course, SkilledUp Life gave me that platform, to be able to transition, into another industry. And I'm happy, I started my first term as the regional team lead for Nigeria, and later at SkilledUp Life saw, some of the contributions, I've been able to make, and promoted me to head of global sales. So for me, SkilledUp Life, is actually a good opportunity. And if you look at what we are doing, the value propositions, from my interaction with tech founders, they've come to see our value propositions, and they are actually leveraging on our platform, to help them build their teams. Because just like as Manoj said, it can be very difficult at the early stage, to build teams, especially when you are self-funded. Even when you have the pre-seed investment, it's also difficult too, because most entrepreneurs they actually waste resources in their early stages, because you spend so much in hiring talents, and before you know it, they actually leave you. And the aim of every business, is to make profit. So for at that early stage, there might be what you may actually need at that point, is to make use of skilled volunteers, to help you build your tech. Because at that point, you need to actually make sure that you keep your cost low. For you to maintain a good cash flow and increase your chances of forging profits, there is need for you, to actually focus on lean operations, at that early stage by keeping your costs down. And that is where SkilledUp Life actually comes in, because we help early tech companies to actually build their teams. Once you subscribe with just a minimum fee, you can have access to as many volunteers as possible, to help you build your teams, which is a very good one. And we can see from the ecosystem that actually the African ecosystem for tech startup is actually growing. It has become a growing consumer market, because we see that it's expanding daily, driven by urbanization, so which is a very good one. And startups are actually addressing critical challenges, when it comes to financial inclusion, housing, healthcare, and sustainable agriculture. I was impressed, yesterday when I attended the Founders Institute's event, pitch that were made by Africans, so we can see that we are actually making impact, when it comes to tech startup. And this is the opportunity for SkilledUp Life, for a lot of African countries and those in diaspora and everywhere to be able to leverage on this because it's actually a growing market. We all know that tech now is the next big thing in the world, and it's actually something that we have to leverage on to ensure that we make impact. So I'm very excited to be here again this Friday. With the team talking about how we help tech startups to unlock their full potential. Thank you very much, and welcome everyone to this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Festus. And let's get so who hasn't spoken? Brenda, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Manoj, and all those that have been able to be with us today. Thank you, Chidima and Festus, for those contributions. My name is Brenda, and I joined SkilledUp a month ago. And just like my previous speakers, we all have different reasons to ask why, we would want to volunteer. And for me, I'm in the field of FMCG, and I've always wanted to, volunteer and get to learn something different. I had tried volunteering before, but most of the opportunities that were available in my country, Nairobi, Kenya, required me to go on site. Now, that was not possible considering that I work from home, and I would imagine commuting from my home to the site required a lot of time and resources. So when I came across SkilledUp through a WhatsApp group that I'm in, I said, you know what, let me try to apply and see what value I can add to SkilledUp, as much as I'm also upskilling.
I think you are having some network issues. Okay.
The experience has been really, really amazing.
Sorry, Brenda. It's not. I think you are having some networking issues. Princeton, did you introduce yourself or? Okay, so we are.
No,
yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, I haven't introduced myself. So sorry. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Princeton, and I'm in the events team volunteer at SkilledUp Live. I am a digital marketer. I am a digital PR expert as well. I have about 3+ years experience in digital marketing for different sections and different areas of digital marketing. And I've been a volunteer for about 2.5 months now, and I would say that SkilledUp Live has been really, really insightful. Joining the team, collaborating with the different team leads and team members, as well as learning new skills. I believe SkilledUp Live is a beacon to project and help people who want to improve on tech skills, or people who want to transition into the tech space. SkilledUp Live provides various fields and various skills and expertise in tech from and also outside tech. We're not only trying to just propagate the being part of the tech world, but we're also trying to help tech startups build a formidable team and improve on whatever ideas they have as a tech startup. So I've really enjoyed my time at SkilledUp Live. I've learned so much. I've learned from data analysis to event management. I never knew how important and how very, very vital event management and event analysis would go in projecting and providing for more digital marketing success until I joined SkilledUp Live. And so these experiences have been very insightful. And I really, really admonish everyone to be part of the SkilledUp Live community and just engage with us as much as you can. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Princeton. So we are now ready to accept attendees. Please raise your hand, then I can let you in. I'm very much interested in having a chat with Olusola. Apologies if I mispronounce your name. So if you like to join, please raise your hand. Neville, we were going to have a chat, so please raise your hands, then we can talk about India. Aklak, nice to see you. Aklak is a TechSerate member. TechSerate is the community of tech founders I run in Manchester, UK. And I actually build Skilled Up Life for TechSerate members. Shirley, nice to see you. We met yesterday at I think a Founder Institute event. I attended 2 events yesterday. So feel free to raise your hand and we can let you in. Neville, obviously we met, I think first we met on Clubhouse when Clubhouse was the thing. But obviously Clubhouse kept changing and quite a number of us sort of lost our will to continue because it was changing in a way that it wasn't consistent with the original idea. So Neville, do a quick introduction. Let's have a chat.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am Neville. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, you are.
Yeah, I am primarily into personal development mentoring. And the whole thing is preparing youngsters to be industry ready. And that's the reason why I actually got connected with Skilled Up Life. And when we met on Clubhouse, we had a fantastic interaction. Like Manoj so correctly pointed out, Clubhouse lost its flavor pretty fast. And I guess, Manoj, I think they are back to there is a combination of the new format, old format going on. Anyways, that's besides the point. Yeah. So, yes, and I am very much involved with youth. I'm very much involved with children, and I'm very much involved with the working the actual industries. So, I deliver training programs for various kinds of skill sets. And yep, that's a quick few seconds about me. Thank you.
Thanks, Neville. So today we have 47,500 plus individuals sign up from 136 countries. And we have a number of partnerships. When I started back in 2020, I didn't know a single Nigerians. But Nigerians are now 38% of our community. With the rest of the Africa, pretty much over 50% of Africans. And then we have Indonesia with 25%. And then the rest of the countries are, less than single digits.
How much is India?
India is not in top 10, I think. We never really managed to do anything significant in India. I know we talk about this in the past. I think the Indian talent is quite different, where we find, whereas I think in Nigeria is what we are doing is resonate with them. They want opportunities. They are hungry for opportunities. They would happy to try out new things. Whereas originally I built this with UK in mind. In UK, the mindset is, oh, you're not paying us, so we're not going to do it then. So that's the mindset of people here. And I think in India, I might be wrong. I can talk about Sri Lanka because that's where I come from. Sri Lankans, first year we actually had good interaction because we had a good partner. And then, they are again looking for paid opportunities. They're not putting any value in getting experience and then using that experience to get a better job. They just want everything to be paid. So I would love to have a chat. And one of the things we've done since our last conversation is that we actually have a good team in Nigeria. We have a country leader. Abidemi usually joins us. So just to talk about Abidemi, she's a head of sales for an African beauty brand, a very busy person. But she joined us. I mean, she's putting a lot of hours to help us. But in return, she's getting a lot out. So my open invitation to you is that obviously this is volunteering. You have immense experience. If there's a way for you to step in and help us build our presence in India as a country leader. That is available to you. But that require your time. So all our volunteering, especially when you volunteer for SkilledUp Life, require 2 to 3 hours every day for 60 volunteer days, which is over 3 months, typically over 3 months. So one of the things we have achieved is that we, for ourselves, and some of our customers are doing the same as well, we have created what we call a daily reporting culture. Because people join us for a very short time of the day and a short period, we want them to be productive. We want to make sure that they are doing something productive for themselves and us every day. So we have this daily reporting culture. And what we are looking to do now, when we've just started building version 2, we will try to productize that and also make that available to our customers. So that's the sort of the essence of that. But you might come back and say, "Oh, Manoj, I can't give you 2 hours, man. I got other things to do." So if that's the case, that's fine. But really love to see how whether there's an opportunity for us to do something in India. Any quick thoughts before I go to Olusala, Neville?
Yeah, I think it's not the issue of 2 hours or 3 hours or 1 hour or 5 minutes. It's the thing about India is the same thing like you said about Sri Lanka. It's the culture that prevails in terms of internships and voluntary work. They don't understand the value. So educating them is going to be the real challenge. It's not about getting the volunteers.
Yeah, I think we don't take what we are doing as easy. Obviously, I think it's easier.
That's granted.
Yeah.
That's granted. That's okay. The point here is that they do not have volunteering in their understanding. Whether it's not only about work, it's about general volunteering period.
Okay.
It's about volunteering in anything. There's always something expected in return in terms of monetary gains and things. So, but having said that, I have been working with this space for a very long time in terms of with the youngsters. There is a chance to build it up, but it would require a run period of at least 6 months to 1 year before we can really see some good results coming in. That's what I feel. That's what I wanted to say.
I mean, in essence, what we are trying to on the talent side, what we're trying to do is create a movement, what I call it's a way of life. During our adult life, we go from many different professions, and what we want to be is that we want to be a life companion where whenever you want to get experience, you turn to us and we have an opportunity for you. I mean, obviously we are not there yet. It will take time. But that's what we want to be. So it's not, it takes time to achieve this, but we want to build this global brand. And we always want to have volunteering as a free offer. So I think, we can't ignore India. So one of the things I've recently done is when I looked at the most populous countries in the world versus our largest communities, first of all, the Indonesia, the 25% happened that was a planned action. Nigeria just happened. Africa just happened. And I looked at China. China always fascinated me. I've never been there. So I took standing and said, actually, I want to have a little pet project inside SkilledUp Life, and we now building a little China team. And we have a number of people join as a result of that. We had Indian volunteers before, but we never sort of managed to get a presence in terms of putting a structure. So if you decided to join, it might be that you help us put together a structure, and also maybe perhaps working out saying what's the right demography. I don't know. Thinking loud, it could be the career transition that we get involved in. Maybe people in late 30s and 40s that might be in, it's true with, if you look at Brenda, if you look at Festus, and maybe not some degree with Princeton because he's already in digital. They are with us because they are looking at transition or gaining some experience in a different area. So that could be true. There could be people in oil and gas, banking, traditional banking might want to get into tech. That could be an area, and this is a way for them to do it without leaving the job. I don't know. So I'll let you. Have you got any thoughts about that before we go to Olusola?
Quick one,
Yeah.
just a quick one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get back. I forgot.
Yeah.
I'll get back.
Okay.
I was clicking.
I
I'll get back.
got the same problem. I'm 56 now. I sometimes, immediately, like within seconds, I can't remember what I was doing. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So also, we had a quick exchange of messages on LinkedIn. I think you mentioned you run a number of companies, so supporting them. Please do introduction first.
Yeah, so Josh Murky, a bit like Neville, a coach, a consultant, angel investor, sit on advisory boards of a few companies. We've had a chat, and I think I came into one of your rooms on Clubhouse once.
All right.
Yeah, back in the day when Clubhouse was hot. It's good what you're doing, and I think I've connected with 2 or 3 people in the group, and great to be here just to listen in.
Okay, so do you see a opportunity to go beyond this knowing each other? Is there an opportunity for us to maybe perhaps work with some of the companies you support? Do you see it like a little bit more tangible type activity?
Well, I think I made an introduction to 2 of the companies. I don't know what happened with those conversations. I think I emailed you.
Oh, all right, okay. I need to follow up.
I don't know where they're up to right now, but I'll go back and check with them. But I did do an introduction for one of the 2 companies, actually. 2 of the companies in my portfolio.
Okay.
They're based in Nigeria, so I'll check in with them again.
Okay. So one of the things, because you got a lot of experience in helping companies. Now, maybe let's have a little bit of an open conversation. Now, pretty much most people want to build a tech company. Some people haven't got a clue about how to go about. Then you have these accelerators. Only a few individuals can get into those. While there's so much information out there, if you want to build a tech company for the first time, it's quite daunting. And we all know that there's no recipe that you could follow and become successful. What we think, we had to be very careful that our role with SkilledUp Life, I'm not talking about what I do outside SkilledUp Life, our role is to really show how our talent, volunteer talent, can be used to achieve and move from one stage to another in terms of building a tech company. And the earliest stage we can help is at the idea stage, where anyone can subscribe and build what I call a concept validation team before they think about building the product. And they can then go into build a product. But when you start building a product, you have this big problem, which is, there's so many different ways to go about it. How do I know which way to go? So I need a technical co-founder. And then basically the idea is sort of stalled there because you can't just find a technical co-founder, and that co-founders, there's a lot of issues about failing, etc. So we our role is to help put together teams, etc., and show how best to find the right volunteer, how to make get those relationship going well, etc. But the downstream of this, so we're fixing the team problem, but downstream of this is not knowing, some founders not knowing how to build a tech company. What is the A, B, C, D? So I feel like, we love to work with accelerators, but there's very few accelerators if you think about number of people.
Manoj, I think something's wrong with your audio.
I think we lost him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Manoj, if you can hear, we lost you.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Can you hear me now? LinkedIn kicks me out from time to time. I'm sorry. I was talking about saying that our role is to help build the talent side, but we can't ignore the fact that some of the tech founders, first time especially, don't know how to build teams, but don't know how to actually progress in terms of taking this idea forward. So we feel like we ought to do something, but not too much. So I've been thinking about whether to have some courses or something like that that would help them. On the talent side, we're never going to go into education because it's much better for us to partner with education providers, and we don't want to teach them anything. And they need to come with some level of education, not necessarily degrees, before, and we provide that environment where they can practice and gain the skills, experience, etc. So I don't know whether you have any thoughts about this, the startup side, the lack of founder know-how, whether you have any sort of ideas about how we might be able to do it without really getting deeply involved.
I guess it also depends on the type of founders, right? So, I mean, the problem statement you highlighted there is a true problem statement, but I think it starts with the founders recognizing that they need help, right? Because you have talent, right?
Yes.
So what you have at your disposal is that you have a lot of talent, a lot of volunteer talent who are ready to go, who are ready to go and help companies, do ideation or give their time. I've spoken to one or two of the people on this call already. So I think you've got one side of the problem solved. I think maybe the next stage will be to kind of gather founders together to see how, and it could be like we're doing now, but
Yes.
kind of like founders coming together and them talking about what their actual needs are. And then once those needs are known, that's how you can plug the gaps. Because I think it's one of those things where which unless people ask for help, it's very hard to help them, right? Because a lot of people think they know how to do something until they're faced with some of the challenges. I was working with a startup recently that's into crypto and blockchain in Nigeria, but didn't realize that they had to get a license from the government to even start a bank account. So just things like that founders don't know, right? They're going with the idea, they're building the product, but they haven't got the right licensing in place to actually collect money. So I think it's really about if we can find a way of bringing founders together so that they can talk together and realize, oh my gosh, so you're going through that. Oh, how did you open a bank account? And I don't know whether you know what's happened recently, for example, in Nigeria, most founders would have used Mercury Bank, right? But Mercury Bank has now written to all Nigerians founders that no more, they cannot use that bank account anymore. So all of a sudden, founders all over Nigeria are now trying to look for a foreign account to use. And those are kind of opportunities that create synergies for the work that you're doing to kind of plug those gaps, if that makes sense.
Yes, and it's I didn't know exactly what went wrong with the bank there, but I'm actually in the middle of exchanging emails with Flutterwave because we are now building version 2, and we use Stripe as a default merchant. But we realized that, I mean, a lot of people were telling us that, I mean, we used to have Nigerian customers, payments were a major issue, and we want to find one way. And I think, so I'm in the discussion phase with Flutterwave to see whether we could do something with their API.
That's cool.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Stay there. Let me get some few others onto the panel. Craig, you said you can join now. Please raise your hand. I can let you in. Wisdom, please join us. Wisdom, please introduce yourself. Tell us what's in your mind and what you think about what we are doing.
I'm not sure you can hear me. It's like a bit broken up.
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead then.
Okay. Thanks, Manoj. So I've been on this group before, and I think a few people will know who we are. So my name's Craig. My startup is Oracly. We're a Q&A based video content marketing platform. We are currently using SkilledUp Life to find people to help us out with social media, email marketing, and HR in Nigeria. I was speaking to a lady yesterday who's a real well-known Nigerian tech startup founder who thinks there is an amazing opportunity for Oracly in Africa. We are also we're also looking to attend Africa Tech in South Africa. So Manoj and I have talked briefly about the possibly being a Skilled Up Live Tech Accelerate Oracle event in at Africa Tech in November. So for me, we've just brought Skilled Up Life on as a customer for Oracle. So I think my knowledge, our desire is to make Oracle a place that people go to for questions about Skilled Up Life. How do I do this? How do I do that? So I'm looking forward to rolling it out with more of the Skilled Up Life base and making it a real part of how you communicate with Skilled Up Life. But I'm also looking to build a good network so that I don't get lonely when I attend Africa Tech in Cape Town in November. So happy to connect with those on here that I don't already know. Is that helpful?
Yeah. Thank you so much. So one of the things before I go to wisdom, one of the things I want to highlight is that we are a community. We will continue to be a growing community. And Craig, building a tech company, he came to us to find talent. He's in that very early stage. He's self-funded. We all know how hard it is to build a tech company. But what we are discussing now is going beyond to the next stage where we are going to collaborate with each other because his product can be used for ourselves. So if you think about, we peaked at 103 volunteers in our own team. We are somewhere around 40. I think the optimum number for us at our level of growth is around 65. And we have major issues managing our talent because they come for short term. Like right now, today, there's so many people waiting for me to do things and they can't do their things until I do mine. So video-based responses in terms of how to do things, this is just looking at it internally, can be really advantageous. And I think Craig going to force us to do this in concise form because his format is that I had to explain a solution to a problem in 60 seconds. So he's gonna leverage our net community. We're gonna put content on his product, and as a result of us and others on his Oracle gonna grow, and we are not just gonna now Oracle gonna help us solve a problem of knowledge share, but it's also gonna help us find new volunteers, new customers as they come to Oracle. So there's a mutual benefit, and I think as we grow, some of our customers would be able to tap into our own talent pool, find their early users, turn them into customers, and I think it's going to get very exciting. Now we do have a lot of problems because we have huge churn. This is due to many reasons. One is that even though our minimum fee is £30 per month, and that's all we charge, we don't have any hidden fees. A lot of founders can't even afford them. Even founders in UK, which is, and you can think about the outside. So cash is very important, even that amount. Second is that sometimes companies join us, grab some people and disappear, and then come back when they run out of them again. Now that's for us as a business is bad. So what we are looking to do in version 2, it might be version 2.5, is to actually look at saying, okay, it's not just about finding the talent, volunteer talent. It's also about, even the finding process, the recruitment process. Right now it happens outside because our product is just the MVP. We have been running for 4 years. So we got to start packing some features and functionality into that to make sure they're not just finding the talent they want, but they're actually working with that talent, getting benefits come in both ways, and they're starting to build teams. So we got to start building some HR technology functionality into it. And I think at that point, SkilledUp Life will become even more interesting to tech startup community. And then we won't necessarily stop there. And what we plan to do is to create an API and allow a way for other tech founders to come in and create solutions or utilities or whatever around us, which will give access to the talent pool we have. So I think when we get to that point, it will become a lot more exciting. I don't know what shape it's going to look like because there's so much to think about. But I think what we also want to do is to grow with some of our customers. We love customers who join us at that idea stage, and we can help them a little bit as they grow. They will also create jobs, and just like Craig has done. Craig has actually gone into a commercial agreement with one of his previous volunteers, and we start to then stimulate economies that we operate in. Let's think about a deprived area where there's high unemployment. If we can help some of the tech companies coming from that region, that area, as they grow as a result of us, they will create jobs. So they can actually start to make an impact in their local economies. We got a long way to achieve them. So I think, what we are doing is interesting, but we got to work out, end of the day, we are still a company, so we got to make revenues as well. So that's a little bit about what we are trying to do. Wisdom, please go ahead. Wisdom, you need to unmute. Okay. In the meantime, Oman, okay, please go ahead, Wisdom.
Okay, so my name is Wisdom. Presently, I'm the country manager for BLX, Spain Visa Application Center, Nigeria. I'm thinking of starting my own tech startup. Is gonna, because I'm majorly into visa and consular service outsourcing services. Before now, I've been a travel agent doing travel consultancy for almost 20 years before I joined BLS. I'm exiting BLS to start my own company, which I've started already, and I'll be exiting at the end of the month. So I'm trying to go into moving it into a tech. So we're trying to get it done. I spoke with you last night, and you said the first phase to go is concept validation. So I'm believing that I'm going to work with SkilledUp for me to get volunteers as a way of working with my lean budget to achieve my aim, and for me to get volunteers at this early stage so that I'll be able to validate the concept and idea.
Yes, so thank you so much. So I think...
And secondly, you're talking about a FlutterWave. The issue we're having with FlutterWave is that you will be able to get payments in Naira, but you cannot get it in dollars, even if payment is done in dollars, because that is the same issue we are having here because of the dollarization policy. No company is taking money, is receiving money in dollars. So if you have this thing, you still have it in Naira. In Nigeria, as it is presently, the repatriation is the issue. So except you have a foreign PSP, payment gateway services.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think, once we start doing this, we'll find out whether it's possible. But basically what FlutterWave is saying is that we can do it through their API so that we can collect payments. Our customers in Nigeria would be paid
in Naira, in Nigerian currency.
Yes, and then it will convert, because I think there's two wallets, isn't it? I don't know how they do the transaction exchanges. And I don't know. I mean, they're saying it's possible, so we will try.
So they said to us that it is possible, but at the end of the day, we just went on for the Naira own. So that is what we are collecting for now.
Okay.
So the exchange is the problem.
Yes. So thank you so much. So I think it will be interesting once you, one of the things I want to look at is saying, okay, how do we, beyond providing talent, how do we, could we provide some material that might help give you a little bit more knowledge about that concept validation stage?
Yeah.
So
I think I have my prototype ready, so I will share that and all that stuff so that we'll be able to get the insights I need to get.
So I think that
I've been called I've been called up by FI for Abuja October core program. So,
Oh, right,
which I
okay.
submitted application.
Oh, very good, very good. I mean, we try to
Yes.
partner, with Abuja and Lagos. We had meetings, but nothing really happened. So if you're going to be a part of that, that would be really good to, also help you. We have other companies that are part of FY, but we couldn't establish a proper partnership with Abuja and Lagos. Okay, so next to Oman, please unmute, and I think you are waiting to be accepted into our team. Please go ahead.
Hi. Okay, my name is Oman. I'm currently working with Guinness Ghana. So with the ideation, the concept validation ideation stage that Manuel just said, I think it's a good idea. We should find a way to communicate more to people there. I mean, a larger community. And then I think once we get a couple of two, maybe if we get one or two, we should keep track record of it. Let them give recommendation. Let's find tangible testimonies, and then maybe we can even do it in form of a video. Then when people see the success of it, I'm sure it's going to bring a lot of people on board. That's what the little I wanted to say for now, but
yes,
I'll add more to it when we go for it. Thanks.
Yes, you are exactly right. So we have 2 new volunteers join this week. They are both copywriters, and I was struggling to actually give them the proper activities, but I gave them a task of creating 2 case studies, and actually they did the same thing on the same day. So I still haven't found the time to review them. So one of the case studies we picked is 7th Century Music, which is a UK-based music tech startup. The other one is Waste Dump from South Africa, which was part of FI to start with. And third one going to be Craig, and we haven't got around to Craig yet. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, I think we don't talk too much about the success stories. I think that's what we had to do continually, and we need to show at different stages the companies are in. And I think there's a big opportunity, even the churn is going to be high, especially helping people with ideas, get that idea validated. And if you can come up with some sort of a recipe saying, okay, this is exactly the shortest way to validate your idea. Of course, ideas are different. Some are simple, some are very complex. But if you can come up with some way to help them, I think that could be quite good. Right, so we got more people in the audience. If you'd like to join, please raise your hand. Shirley, I know you're coming from Canada. You had to get up very early. If you want to join and have a chat, please do so. Who else we got? Aklak, I don't know whether you're very shy. I know you're from Liverpool, but it's all right. Raise your hand, we'll let you in. Anyone else? We got a couple of team members as well. Feel free, we got about 11 minutes left.
Manoj, can I just make a comment about, you were talking about early stage validation?
Yes.
I am happy to help people out with some product validation. I've got 5 years of experience of what works and what doesn't work. If somebody wants to connect with me on LinkedIn who's looking for some help with validating an idea or looking at this from a product point of view, I'm more than happy to spare a bit of time. But if you don't mind me just saying, Manoj, Oracle is a great way to build a profile, to start to engage with people, to start to set yourself up as a subject matter expert. I am really eager to get people testing Oracle. So anybody here that's looking to build a profile, start to get their startup out, I'd love to get you to create an Oracle profile and start interacting with your customers. That's what it's about. But for anybody here that is starting or has started tech startup, wants to bounce some ideas about product and product market fit, excuse me, more than happy to offer up a bit of my wisdom if I have some.
Yes, so, sorry, thank you very much. Before I go to Shirley, very quickly, that's why I asked for an account for TechSerate. So the plan is that, example, concept validation, I will try to upload a couple of short videos there so that we can basically, somehow maybe, I don't know, embed that onto SkilledUp Live or something, or send people there. So that's why I think, TechSerate and SkilledUp Live could, TechSerate got the know-how, SkilledUp Live got the talent. So, but we are looking for more TechSerate type entities out there to come along and share that knowledge. I think it could be quite interesting. I'm going to be a little bit slow getting up and running, but then you will see something happening on Oracle, please, Craig. Shirley, please go ahead. First introduce yourself and your company. You need to unmute. Okay.
Hi, everyone. So glad to be here. Manoj, appreciate the connection yesterday. Our company is Neoteric. It's a construction procurement platform, essentially a marketplace for general contractors to get tailored cost estimates for their materials and direct purchasing. So really appreciate a lot of the, insights I'm receiving today, because we are actually just releasing our MVP, hopefully by the end of August. And just to touch on a few things as well that I just love, especially with Craig, what you said in terms of the product market fit. We do see a lot of fractional, executives and consultants coming into this space now. And that's something that I'm, very curious about, to see how we can sort of move from stage to stage. And I think with Manoj, we can definitely find something to sort of work around. Back to some of the, one thing that you kind of touched on a little earlier is sort of like increasing the features when it comes to not just dealing with the MVP. And what we're actually looking to do is have, maybe certain teams that we'll be looking for almost like full-time or even part-time work and coming on to our company. Because I guess both ends of that stick is, investors also don't like just the completely consultant, agencies that are, coming in and going. And, it would be great to see if there was some place that we could also help some of these volunteers, secure a bit more steady income throughout the time that they actually work with some of these startups. So super excited to be here. And thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shirley, for coming on board today. So we got 7 minutes left. I don't know whether anyone got anything you want to discuss with Shirley. Please go ahead. Craig, you want to have a chat or follow up later?
Yeah, Shirley, I'm just going to drop you a message on LinkedIn to connect with you now. It'd be great to find out a little bit more about what you're doing. I've actually been to an event this morning for businesses looking to establish a presence in the States. So, we'll have to chat with you about it. So I think you can catch up. So I'll connect with you on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Amazing. Yeah, sounds great. Thank you, Craig.
Craig, your connectivity was very poor, but that's fine. Aklak, are you going to join us at least say hello? Don't be shy. We got a few others in the audience. Please feel free to join. Even if you're part of our team, that's fine. If not, we'll continue. Okay, so we are here every Friday around the same time. Chidima, do you want to promote your event on Monday? Chidima?
Yes, I'm here. Okay. Hello, everyone. We also run an event on LinkedIn every Monday at the same time. That's 11 a.m. GMT. So you can join us if you're free. You can also refer your friends, associates that might need our services. So, to get to know more about us and possibly sign up with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I could see some of you are from Digital Witch community. Digital Witch is one of our new partners. We have a lot of partners in Africa. We have few in UK. We're obviously looking for more partners. Partners on both sides. So with education providers on the talent side, with accelerators and others on the tech company side. We also see an opportunity to work with what I call paid talent, like coaches, mentors, fractional people. It's just that we don't have a way to do this now because it sort of conflicts with the volunteers we have. But so I see this sort of like an invisible layer around us. So basically, we can't solve every problem. I mean, there's so many problems when you start looking into what we are doing. One is that we have a lot of talent coming in who has never worked before. So some of the soft skills are missing. So these things has to be addressed. So we're looking for partners who might be able to provide that type of environment, soft skills. So many little problems that we see as we continue to grow. The world is a big place, and it's crazy to try to build a business that cater for not just one country or one region. And one of the biggest problems we have within our own team is how do we balance, where people come from, where they join us from. So we have this constant battle trying to bring some sort of a level playing field. I think just like what we discussed earlier with Neville, we love to have more Indians in our team. But when you look at it, who's applying, it's the Africans are the most, keen on what we're doing. So trying to balance this out is always a big issue for ourselves. Sometimes, and I think to some degree, we have also spoiled up some of our customers. They're actually demanding a lot more spread as well now. One of the other benefits with us is that if, in the past, let's say that you launch into a local market because you are looking for paid talent and you can find ways to do it. But with us, you could actually build multiple teams in different regions or countries, and you could have a much better go-to-market strategy when you are ready to do that. So we are all about not just adding one or two people to a tech company. It's about building teams. So when we get to, 2.3 or 2 point whatever, we want to start looking at saying, how can we help them to structure team using our talent, using our product. So there's a lot of areas that we need to think about. And I think we will end up pretty much creating a HR toolkit type thing. HR technology stack that people can use. So there's a lot to do. And thank you so much for joining. So we'll be back here next Friday. And take care and have a great weekend. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.